What is good, everybody? Welcome into DTL, your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. I'm your boy, the coach. We are here live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Also, you can catch us on all of the stadium platforms, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, next Monday, 6 days from right now, we will be live in the morning as well, 2 times a day. You can catch us on all the stadium platforms as we continue to grow as a brand. Now, we have a ton of content. We're going to be here for the next 60 minutes, and I got the best damn crew in the game. But as always, we must look back before we look forward. And what do we always say? We just want to win more than we lose. Well, last night, kind of a ho-hum day. We had some cappers. Z-Man, solid. Raphael, perfect. DG, 2 out of 3. However, the one that I did win is going to reward the good people in the chat 3 premium memberships that I'll deal with him in just a second. Now, as always, we try to play together, and we reward everybody with the Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Today, we're going to go to the hardwood. Tuesday is always a big day in the SEC. So here are your selections. You can vote in the chat. Mississippi State, they're really, really good this year. I know we haven't focused a lot on college basketball. Mississippi State is solid, but they are playing the #1 team in the country. Auburn, my boy Bruce Pearl, doing work down there in Alabama. Then you got Texas A&M plus 6.5, and then Kentucky. Kentucky plays really fast. They score a lot of points. Maybe look at the over in your individual plays. But again, vote in the chat. We will reveal the results at the end of the show. Now, I encourage you, if you are not a subscriber to our YouTube page, please do that. You get so much extra content every single day, including a fresh podcast that we do after this show, never more than 30 minutes. We call it DTL the podcast. You get the audio around 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you're a premium member, then you get the video around 3 p.m. Eastern time. And also, if you watch live, you can be eligible to be gifted a membership. And today, if you're in the chat and you're not a premium member, you might get selected. You just never know. All right, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Today, as the Vikings prove that a regular season record means absolutely nothing. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the picks. All right, today it's an embarrassment of riches. We go 5 wide, and I know what you're saying right off the bat because I'm coming over to Big Soupy. King Lettuce, your rival, Tuesday, super solid. We're still going to do it, but his equipment broke. He called me from the Apple store last night, couldn't get it fixed. They don't have a technician until Thursday, so I am stepping in today for young Peyton. Do you buy the broken computer excuse?
This is the most elaborate ruse that I have ever heard just to get out of seeing my face. He talked all that trash last week after beating me, and now he can't face me. Come on, dude. I know winning's not your best thing. You do it very rarely, but come on. Feel the fruits of your labor.
So truly the trash talk has not gotten any better in the last 7 days. That's all right. We'll do Super Salad coming up in about 10 minutes. Now, he's the man from the Dirty. He's everywhere for us. He does his picks. Then he's in the chat answering any questions that you may want. He's more popular than anybody. Big Chuck, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach, man. DTL crew. Hope everyone had a great night. And once again, brutal for overbetters last night. They kind of teased you. But yeah, and then they snatched the rug right up from underneath you. But never fear. Tons of soccer today. So hopefully we can have a good one and a great rest of the week.
All right, very good. Now, this man was up all night, coming up in about, 13 minutes from right now. Some big-time news last night, Raphael, on the future of the Cowboys head coaching situation. You made the odds. How late were you up last night, sir?
Pretty late, because not only was I doing that, Saints now, tons of rumors for the Saints now, coaching job, now that McCarthy's not in Dallas. So I had to do a lot of work last night, and not that much sleep.
Okay. But you're here this morning, and that's all that matters. And finally, he is my backup host, does a phenomenal job, is an incredible handicapper. But sometimes I got to teach him a lesson. We know how that goes. He wants to talk trash his entire football season about 4 gems. I'm okay with that. Because last night, Aaron Jones, I had that cash by like 14 yards. It was never in doubt because I thought the Rams would be in the lead. What did you make, all kidding aside, of the Vikings, Sam Darnold just laying an egg last night. DG, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. I think we're seeing ghost again for Sam Darnold because it just looked nasty. And once the game got out of hand, I knew that was just chalked up to a loss. And so I put my little money aside this morning and made sure I gave my memberships away.
All right. So remember, if you're going to be gifted a membership, you have to be watching live on the show, and you have to sign up in your profile to be able to receive those. They're only for 1 month. And don't worry, other shows do that thing. We don't. If you want to be after the month, then you can do it on your own. But we just want you to be a part of the premium membership. So, DG, thank you for taking that like a man, as always. Real quick, Raphael, last night the Vikings proved that at 14-3, the regular season means nothing. And the NFL is a brutal, brutal business. Because 2 weeks ago, Sam Darnold, the Vikings, they were the toast of the town. The last 2 weeks, not one touchdown scored against the Lions, and last night against the Rams, 9 points. Embarrassing after that regular season.
Embarrassing for him. He's probably going to ask for us a job over here at DTL because he probably lost millions and millions of dollars his last 2 games. But he was sacked 9 times yesterday. We can't put it all on him. I know some of those he should have got rid of passing earlier, but when you're on your back 9 times, you're not going to win that many games.
9 times. Soupy, this is a guy that mid-season, we're talking about playing fantasy, a fantasy starter, and not only did he affect himself, but everybody else. Justin Jefferson turned into an underplayer. Addison turned into an underplayer. Your take on the Vikings last night?
I was big on Addison last night. I thought he was going to get his yards. Yeah, it's just the Rams were better. They were aggressive at the defensive line. They were able to run the ball. Kyron Williams actually did very well. I thought that was going to be the problem, and I thought if they had to solely rely on Stafford throwing the ball, that would have gave the Vikings a chance. But Kyron Williams was able to find the gaps all throughout that game.
No doubt. And Big Chuck, we talked about the motivation, the emotion that the Rams would be playing with last night. And Matthew Stafford said, he goes, we were playing for way more than us. I don't think people can understand what this Rams team and their families and their pets all went through just to get to that football field last night.
Absolutely. And then Whitworth fired them up before the game. I was worried that we might have a Chargers 2.0, but they come out extremely motivated. They got the job done. Now they advance. We'll see if they can carry that over to the next game. It may all catch up to them, but as far as that one game, they couldn't have done better.
Yeah, Schwan 50 says Rams-Eagles should be a great game. Coming up in about 24 minutes from right now, we're going to look ahead to all 4 divisional round games this weekend and see if we can beat the number just a little bit. But here at the top of the show for you OGs, you know what time it is. For those of you who are brand new, this is where we do our best bets every single day. So, producer man, if you don't mind, I want to start with my man DG. 2 big plays today. Where are we headed, sir?
Yeah, we're going to do a little unders here with a parlay of a money line. So we're going to start off with George Niang under the 3.5 rebounds and a Cavs money line at -105. Niang has been under in 8 straight games of 4 rebounds, and he's playing under 20 minutes overall. And so I like him to go under that again. It's a little bit juicy there, so I didn't love that. So I'm going to go with the Cavs in a revenge game. They just lost to the Pacers on Sunday, so it's on TNT tonight. The Cavs roll. Then we're going to go to Cason Wallace under the 3.5 rebounds, and then a Thunder money line parlay at +115. He's under in 10 of the last 12. He's an under guy. He doesn't like to go in there and get the rebounds. The only rebounds he's going to get is ones that brick hard and come all the way out to the 3-point line. So the odds of him going under are very good, and I think OKC rolls. So we're getting plus money here with this play.
Yeah, by the way, the Cavs were up 13 at halftime on the Pacers Sunday and got outscored by like 40. They're going to be pissed off tonight against the Pacers. All right, Big Chuck, I want to focus on your 2 Brentford picks first today as we got midweek English Premier League. I'm here for it. Talk to me on Brentford.
Brentford, that's our auto play. The first half team total over half a goal at home. They've scored 9 first half goals, and we'll go with the first half team total over half a goal, and then the first half over 1.5. These 2 combined for 2.4 total first half goals, and then Brentford 1.6 alone. So love 1-1 tight first half in this one.
All right, we'll get back to the other 2 in just a second. Big Soupy, you got 2 plays tonight. We're on the ice and we're on the hardwood. What do you like, sir?
Lightnings and Bruins just played a couple days ago. There was no scoring in that first period, but I think we're going to see it tonight, and I think it's going to be by the Lightning. They still are the best scoring offense in the league, and the Bruins are actually 2-5-3 on the money line in the first period. So give me the Lightning first period money line, and I'm excited for this game. Kings, Bucks. Kings have won 7 straight fifth most points scored in that span. They've also gone over in 3 of the last 4. Bucks have gone over in back-to-back. I think this is going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of prominent scores in this game. Give me the over 229.
The Bucks have really turned into an over team. I think they allowed the Knicks over 70 at halftime 2 days ago at Madison Square Garden. So I love this play as the Kings are playing much better with Mike Brown not as the head coach as of late. Rafael Esparza, 2 plays. Talk to me.
We're going to the association for both of them. We're going to the Chicago Bulls team total over 120.5. Even money with the Pelicans on the court. Give me a break. The Bulls are averaging 127 points their last 4 home games. Again, they're playing the Pelicans, and the Pelicans are probably one of the worst teams in the league. I'll take Chicago at home over the team total 120.5 with the even money. And they give me Michael Porter Jr. over 17.5 points and assists. This one just dropped about 10 minutes with a 16.5. I don't understand why his total's high. I think he has a great game, dishing out assists. He's averaging 16 points a game, his career stats. So I don't understand why this number dropped. I'll take the 17.5 and the 16.5. I'll probably bet this twice because I can cash twice.
All right. Shout out to Rob. He says, morning, crew. Love when I get to catch a show live. Well, Rob, we love when you are here live as well. Now, King Lettuce, he sent in his picks. He says, Coach, I still got to be represented on the show. And he sent in the Nuggets as well. Did you see what I did there? Nuggets -4.5. Here are his Nuggets for the game. They share the ball well. They've been playing well. Too small of a spread not to take. They average 31 assists a game. That's the most of the NBA. Let's ride this Nuggets 3-game winning streak. Also, Joker and Jamal Murray are expected to play tonight. Let's go, he writes. And then Cavaliers, they're kind of piggybacking what DG said. Over 119.5. They had a dud of an offensive game 2 days ago. That doesn't happen to them very, very often. I think tonight they're averaging 122 points per game. Coming off that game, they're pissed off, and they want to play well tonight. So he's playing the team total over tonight for the Cavs. All right, 2 more best bets. Big Chuck, coming back over to you. What do you like today? Oh, no.
Chelsea and Bournemouth. I can't believe I did that one. Yeah, I'll accept the repercussions. But yeah, even with Chelsea's struggles as of late, they still average 1.7 team goals at home. And the Cherries, they produce 1.8 team goals away from the South Coast, making this a prime. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 play. And then lastly, Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. We're going to go with the over 2.75, or you could go with the both teams are scoring over 2.5. This is a revenge spot for Liverpool. Plus, their away matches average 4.2 total goals. And the Tricky Trees, they put up 1.2 at home also.
The Tricky Trees, Nottingham Forest. I'm telling you, they are the surprise of the Premier League this year. They're playing great soccer. They really are, aren't they?
Absolutely. And they defeated Liverpool at home on at Anfield in their first matchup.
I think this thing could go to the over in the first half. They both have great offenses. Nottingham's a top 4 team. Liverpool is number 1 in the Premier League right now. Do I have that correct? 4-1, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I can see a sneaky 1-2, 2-1 type first half.
That's what I'm talking about. I love when next level soccer cappers discuss things. The other guys don't understand it, but you and I do, Charles. You and I do. All right. By the way, Daniel, why are we writing in the chat the Cherries?
That's what he said. He said the Cherries, and then he ended up with the Tricky Trees. I don't know what we're doing. I love it.
Oh, my God. We're already off the rails on a Tuesday. I'm here for it, damn it. I'm here for it. All right, we're just getting started. All the best bets are in. Hopefully you guys got them written down. There is the screen right there. Still to come, do we have an educate and entertain for you? What about Deion Sanders to the Cowboys? And have you guys seen, when you talk about sports betting and sports, it's a no-no. And when you're as dumb as Jontay Porter, and we're going to fill you in, you deserve to get caught. And also, it's Tuesday, so you guys know what time it is. It's time for a little soup or salad. PrizePicks style. We'll do that coming up next in just a couple of minutes. It's DTL. It is a Tuesday. We love being here with all of you. And as always, we are a vibe. All right, we continue on here on our YouTube page for all you degenerates out there and you OGs. We love you all so very much. DG, 2 straight weeks, no touchdowns. And we were talking a few weeks ago about Sam Darnold being in that A- financial category, which now is $40 to $50 million. He may be down in the 30s. How much money do you think Sam Darnold has lost the last 2 weeks?
I think he's lost at least $15 million and maybe more than that, because at this point, Do they go in with JJ in the offseason and say, hey, we might look at him again and keep him around because Sam Darnold might not be long, or maybe use him in a trade piece? I don't know. There's a lot that could happen if they want to go and move on from him.
Raphael, not only did he play poorly, there were wide open receivers all over the field against the Lions and last night, which shows me the pressure just way too much for him. Executives are not going to invest $150, $200 million in a guy like that.
That number, they're not going to invest. The arm and a quarterback, they're going to invest because what teams need? Quarterbacks. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that need quarterbacks right now. So I think he gets a 1 to 2 year deal. I think he stays in Minnesota and let JJ maybe pick up for one more year. I don't see that unless the Steelers make a phone call. I see him staying in Minnesota.
I think the last 2 weeks, Charles, is going to have long-term repercussions on his confidence. Do you?
Absolutely. I think he lost a lot of leverage with the last 2 weeks. They'll definitely bring those up. And then it's going to rely a lot on JJ's health coming back. I still think that they'll bring him back. He just probably won't get the 3 to 5 he was looking for. So he may want to invest in those Ghostbusters a little bit more. That way it doesn't come back to haunt him next season.
How much do you think, Soupy, they'll talk to Justin Jefferson about his take on the quarterback situation?
I think that'll definitely play a factor. How confident is he in JJ as that guy who will throw him the ball? I agree. I think he's going to get a 1 or 2 year contract, possibly with the Vikings. Don't forget, the Vikings did bring in Daniel Jones, a backup that has starting experience with a rookie quarterback would be good for that situation. So I think maybe Darnold could go to another team that will potentially have a rookie quarterback, thinking Titans, thinking Raiders, that type of situation like it was this year.
He looked lost last night. Absolutely lost last night. Daniel Jones I'm talking about, not Sam Darnold. We're back in 5 seconds. All right, we are back. It is DTL on a Tuesday. And let me, because you guys know how I am about this kind of stuff. And I apologize. Last night, they did score 1 touchdown. They had 9 points. I meant to say 9 points 2 games in a row because they went for 2. So it looked like 3 field goals because they scored it when I was at my son's golf meeting last night. Sometimes I tell you all the time, you got to be dad before you can be anything else. All right, on Tuesdays, we have a rivalry, a budding rivalry, and it is King Lettuce. It is young Peyton, but alas, his technology failed him today. But never fear, I'm stepping in for the big man. All right, it's time for a little soup or salad. All right, so here's what happens. So here are the rules. Whoever wins the week before gets to go first. So I get to go first today, Soupy. And so I'm going to read directly what King Lettuce said to me on here. He goes, whatever you want to say is cool with me. It's really not that hard to beat Soupy anyway. Ouch.
He's beat me twice in like 3 months. So
we've done this 4 times, and you're talking about October when he wasn't even on the crew. All right, here we go. Here are Peyton's prize picks today. We're going to go MPG, more than 15.5 points. Dallas allows 20 points per game to small forwards. He is putting up 19 a game. He is a stud. Then Klay Thompson, formerly of the Warriors, more than 15.5 points. He just put up 25 against the same team because they're doing this whole back-to-back thing throughout the league. He's going to go for 20 tonight. And then Domantas Sabonis, the new look Sacramento Kings, more than 1.5 3-points made. This is his demon pick. My man's been putting up some deep ones lately, according to King Lettuce. So those are the 3 picks, courtesy of PrizePicks today. Soupy, you are up, sir.
I'm also going with Sabonis. I love him. He's one of my favorite forwards in the league. The guy has been dominating lately. He's hit his points and rebounds prop in 4 straight, and the Bucks have allowed forwards to hit over their points and rebounds prop in 6 of their last 7. So give me the 34.5 points in rebounds. I hit this prop last week. Nikita Kucherov, 22.25 minutes on the ice. This is going to be a good game, I think, against Boston. I think Boston will play a little better, a little tighter, so he's going to need more time on that ice to help the Lightning win. And Nikola Jokic, He didn't hit this prop in the game against Dallas in the last game just a couple days ago, but he has gone 60 and 70 points, rebounds, and assists in the 2 previous matchups. I think he gets to that point. That's why he's my demon pick.
Oh, DG, I got to bring you back in on this one. Your thoughts?
Nicolo, yo, just spit it out. My God, his name is the Joker. Give him a nickname, something. My God.
Oh my God.
I like to be professional. You got to give him their professional name.
Yeah,
their surname
so.
is important to them.
Yeah, apparently so. By the way, Mark from Weekend Wagers said Salad's texting trash talk is better than when he's actually on the show. Maybe true, Mark. By the way, in 9 minutes, if you're watching on our YouTube page, we'll have more hockey picks from Mark as he does every single Tuesday and Thursday here on the show. All right, there are a lot of topics that are juicy today, so we're going to move things up just a little bit. It's time to educate and entertain. So you asked the question, how much does an Adam Schefter report change the betting lines? Well, we're about to show you. So last night it came out, and my man Raphael put these numbers out. These are lines from last night when it came out that Mike McCarthy would not be retained as the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. So Kellen Moore, who used to be the OC, he was the favorite. He's now in Philadelphia. Deion Sanders was the second favorite. But now 12 hours later, and after Adam Schefter went on ESPN last night and said that Deion and Jerry Jones have talked, there is mutual interest. Raphael, let me come over to you. How have the numbers changed now after that report came out?
Huge, because now Deion is the favorite at plus 150. And it's funny enough, the next 2 favorites both have Dallas ties. Kellen Moore is now plus 175. Oh, I'm sorry, plus 220. And Jason Witten, who I think is going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, is now at plus 175. He didn't even hit my top 6. My sources are telling me that's what a lot of people want to bring in because of the Detroit Lions culture, or what a defensive coach did to come in here. Maybe Witten and his toughness, being a tight end, his toughness, I think that could be something we look into. I think Witten is the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, not Deion. Deion stays in Colorado.
Is Witten coaching somewhere right now?
That I don't know, but I guess he impressed everybody on his interview.
This is an NFL team, DG. This is just you walk off the. Oh, I guess they did that in Indianapolis. Okay, Jeff Saturday. That didn't work out. But for me, I want to focus on Deion. We've been saying for 2 years he would go, and then he doubled down and said, Colorado's where I want to be. It's about the kids. It's about the university. We've got a documentary on Amazon Prime that I'm in the middle of right now. But when Dallas comes calling, he could make north of $10 million a year because Jerry loves this cat. What do you think the odds should be?
Yeah, so going back to the Witten thing, I think he was coaching in high school. That's the only coaching I believe he has the experience of.
God.
But Deion, the odds should be the favorite in my opinion because he has the moxie a little bit, but he has a relationship such as Witten has as well. But Deion has, the lights. Like he has everything that people are going to watch, and that's what Jerry really wants. He wants that value of the team continuously going up and everybody talking about it because that's really what gets his ego kind of just blown up. And so I think he goes after Deion. I think he gets him somehow, some way.
It's crazy. For people that don't know, Deion, for most of his adult life, lived on a ranch in Dallas, in the Dallas area. He loves Dallas. Even when he worked at the NFL Network in LA, he commuted from Dallas. Soupy, Matty B says Cliff would never leave Washington to go to that dumpster fire job. Matt, I think you are very, very wrong. This is the most valuable franchise in the world. We're talking over $10 billion right now. This is the best job in the NFL, despite the fact they haven't done anything in 27 years. Soupy, Cliff Kingsbury, when he left Arizona, nobody thought that he would be a head coach again. Now his offense is being revered in Washington. Do you think he could beat out Deion?
I don't think he's going to beat out Deion. I agree with DG, unfortunately, that Deion is going to be the guy. Cliff Kingsbury can get a head coaching job. Again, we've seen what he's done with a rookie quarterback, putting him in the forefront to now go to the divisional round. But I think this is Deion's to lose. And I even said it. Sorry, AB. But what I think is going to happen is the Cowboys will trade Dak Prescott to the Titans for that number 1 pick. And with Deion as the head coach, he drafts his son with the overall number 1 pick.
Wow, that would be something. DG, that $60 million a year price tag is very pricey if the Titans want to take that on. But if Deion goes to Dallas, there is no question he wants his son as his quarterback. Do you believe that to be true? Because I agree with Soupy.
Yeah, he's going to find a way to get his son there somehow, some way, just because he has to figure out like how to kind of keep in the family. But it's a quarterback that he trusts. And honestly, I won't say I'm out on Dak. I think Dak is an average quarterback. I think he can win you regular season games. I don't think he can actually win you games. And when he gets paid that much, I think it would be a good sign to move on from him. And Tennessee probably is built in a better spot to go ahead and take him.
So let's throw this in. Raphael is coming to you anyway. What do you got?
Sanders now is plus 115 to be the number 1 pick, which he was mostly 2-1, 3-1, even as high as 4-1. Then all these rumors with Deion. Deion only goes to Dallas if he gets his son as the number 1 pick. He does not go there if his son gets drafted by Tennessee, New York. He does not want that. If his son gets traded there, then I think Deion signs and he'll be the head coach.
You start to wonder if all of this positioning, because Deion's been very, very vocal about the fact that he says, I'm going to do it behind closed doors. I'm not going to do it like Eli did it 20 years ago. But he has told certain teams, do not draft my son because he's not going to come and play for you. And maybe this was his plan all along. But DG, if this was his plan, then why would he go out and publicly tell everybody, man, I love Colorado. I want to build this up. And he's given a lot of guys who wouldn't get any other looks like Warren Sapp a job. And in this documentary, they're literally in tears talking about what Deion has done to save their careers, their lives, their livelihoods. And now if he goes to Dallas, he can't bring all those cats with him. They're not NFL coaches.
They might not be NFL coaches, but they can find a advisory role somewhere on the team or a smaller role for sure. But in all honesty, why can't both be true? I think he does love Colorado. I think he really does have his heart there, and he wants to build up the program. But, man, when the Cowboys call, anybody leaves. Coach, if they call me, I'm leaving the show. Like, I'll go there and hang out. So somehow, some way, I've said that so many times, like Deion gets to Dallas, I think they throw enough money at him to get him to come.
DG, if the Cowboys called me, I would be there too. And I would just put up a meme right here with deuces and be like, love you, DTL, but I'm out. And I'm moving to Fort Worth with King Lettuce. Soupy, this is such a unique, fascinating situation. And this is why Deion is so magnetic. Once this came out, all of a sudden now everybody's talking about ESPN, Fox, all the talk shows, because he is a dude that has revolutionized the coaching profession. And that's not hype. That's just what he's done and does not apologize for it. He's all about him, his brand, his kids. But what is he going to say to those kids that trusted him? And then he walks in there today, tomorrow, whenever, and says, sorry, boys, I'm out.
I hope these kids understand that now with the way college football is with the NIL, it's just a business. That's what it is. You got to go where the money is. And right now, it's going to be the Cowboys. The Cowboys, it's the most pristine position in the NFL just because of they're the Cowboys. They may not win a lot of games, but the flash of primetime who did play in Dallas, I think that's the best spot for him.
And what does Jerry love, guys, more than anything? He loves the green. He loves the green. And Deion, he turned Colorado, NIL, the money, the sponsorship money, turned it around in a snap. What do you think Nike's going to do with Deion in Dallas? What do you think all of these local companies are going to do with Deion in Dallas? What do you think Affleck? Did you see the headphones in the documentary? He's got branding on everything. He is a marketing machine. And he will take that to Dallas. I'm saying right here, right now, Deion is out of Boulder. No questions asked. We're halfway home. It's DTL. Great discussion on a Tuesday. And we're a vibe. Okay, all of you degenerates out there that love all of the different sports, including the sport on the ice. So we have entrusted our man, Mark, from Weekend Wagers, 3 p.m. Eastern time, every single Friday and every single Tuesday and Thursday. He brings picks for you right here, right now.
Hey everyone, Mark here from the Weekend Wager Show with another skate around the rink. Let's jump into it. We're going to begin by taking the Dallas Stars on the money line at minus 115. Look, this is a revenge spot for Jake Ottinger, who last faced the Toronto Maple Leafs on December 18th and was pulled in the second period after giving up 4 goals on 12 shots. I really like a more focused Ottinger to get his revenge game tonight, especially since he's riding a 5-game winning streak since then. Our next play is going to take us to Colorado, where we're going to take the Avalanche on the 3-way money line, also at minus 115. They're hosting the New York Rangers, and this is really a play backing goalie Mackenzie Blackwood for the Avs. He has been 5-0 in his last 5 home starts with a ridiculous 1.68 goal against average. He's going to be facing a New York Rangers team that has struggled to score on the road over the last 5 games, where they've only managed to put up 2.44 goals a game. I love this spot for Blackwood and the Avs to take care of the Rangers in regulation tonight. That's going to do it for this skate around the rink.
All right, Mark from Weekend Wagers, thank you very much. DG, I thought I put you in charge of him.
He looks good.
He looks good if you're a high school chemistry teacher. Tell him to take the glasses off the top of the head. He looks great, but then the readers just take me away. You're in charge of him. You're his handler. What are we doing?
We'll get after it. As long as he's not playing the guitar and singing his picks, because his punishment from last week on the Weekend Wager Show, after he went 0-4, he had to sing all of his picks. And so I'm glad he didn't have to sing this time. But he's actually suspended from Weekend Wagers right now. There's more to come on that one because he went 0-4 again. So he's had back-to-back 0-8. Ugh.
So are you bringing in Soupy for this Friday's show, or what are we doing?
We're going to bring a little bit more of a announcement closer to Friday. So probably Thursday show, I'll have a little bit more on that.
Interesting. So much drama going on over at Weekend Wagers. Again, premium members, 3 p.m. Eastern time every single Friday. We're back in 3 seconds. Okay, everybody, we are halfway home here on DTL on a Tuesday. Do not forget, next Monday, we changed just a little bit. No confusions. We're not going anywhere. We're just being added. We will be live once again, 10 a.m. Eastern every single morning on all the stadium platforms, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV. And then you can also catch us at 3 p.m. Eastern time, so 2 times a day. And then also right here for you OGs and degenerates on our YouTube page. By the way, on your way in every single day, hit that like button for us. It really helps the show. It really helps the channel grow. Now, every Tuesday, we like to look ahead. And this week is what I consider to be the best weekend of the year when it comes to the NFL. You got the best 8 teams, and I think we're going to have 4 excellent football games. So let's look ahead to see if we can beat a line. And Raphael, I'm going to start with you because you are my numbers guy. And on Saturday, we have the Texans and the Chiefs. This is a rematch from the regular season when Tank Dell blew his knee out to oblivion. It was an awful scene in Arrowhead. And this was on a Saturday right before Christmas. So they're coming right back. That hook, though, is what I'm looking at. Do you think that would go up, or should people wait and have it come down to a touchdown? Because that's very, very important.
Oh, it's going up. The KC coaches will get bet all the way up. Closer to 9, I believe. There's some 8s already out there, and one offshore book has 9 even money on Kansas City. So if there's a 9 out there, even though it's even money, we'll see 8.5 really quickly. So I would say grab that 7.5 because it's not going to be there for a while.
All right, a lot of you dropping in right now. The live number is climbing very, very quickly. Charles is in the chat. A lot of day soccer today. If you have any question for Charles, get him in the chat. He'll answer them for you in real time. DG, let me come over to you because the Chiefs have everything lined up for a three-peat. But you can't overlook, and Travis Kelce said, hey, we're not overlooking anybody. But laying 7.5, it would be very, very easy for the Chiefs to do that.
Yeah, it's easy to overlook an opponent, but they had some time off. But also you got to look at, like, it's the Texans. I think the Texans played their best game they played in a long time last week, but they're a bad matchup just overall. Or Kansas City's a bad matchup for the Texans. And so I expect that Mahomes plays well, especially after having a new kid. That's that new dad energy again. And so I think he plays well, and I think they roll in this game.
Are there any luckier kids crawling around God's green earth than the Mahomes children? The young lady doesn't even know that her life is set in a major, major way. Soupy, from a and not a fantasy perspective, because you can play daily fantasy, but that's not really a thing in the NFL. But from a PrizePicks perspective, we have seen through last weekend, it's an underworld. Very few overs came in, and this game to me screams of that, because the Chiefs understand, get in, get out, get to the AFC Championship game.
This is going to be a tough defensive matchup. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. So I would look not necessarily at receiving yards, passing yards, rushing yards. I'd look at receptions and rush attempts. I think that's what it's going to be. I'm looking at maybe Pacheco's run attempts or Kareem Hunt's run attempts. I think this is going to be settled on the ground more than anything else, because it could be cold. And I do love Texans secondary. So I think they're going to be looking at the ground in this game.
They've never been healthier. And if you'd ever thought that the number one seed and getting there before week 18 is important, Patrick Mahomes is going to have 3 full weeks off. 3, which never happens in the NFL. And he has a high ankle sprain. He apparently, and I texted my inside source with the Chiefs yesterday, he said he's looking fantastic in practice. No limp, no nothing. He said the rest really, really helped him. So that's great news for the Chiefs and for my fandom. Now, game number 2, Raphael. And this is maybe not the biggest surprise, but Jaden Daniels looked like a seasoned veteran. All the way at the end, a little stiff arm diving for the first down and the 4th down touchdown pass after getting stopped. He's a guy that I think is built different. But the Lions looked great against the Vikings. They're laying a robust 9.5. Is that too high right now?
I think it's probably going to come down maybe halfway. I'm blown away that the odds makers put up 55 for this total. I mean, what were we just watching wildcard games? Under one game went over the total on wildcard weekend. Now you put up a 55. There's 55.5 at DraftKings. And the bettors will probably look at the over because it's the Lions and Washington. It wouldn't shock me if we see 56. I'm more curious about this total. I think it's way too high. But I think the Lions number comes back. I think Washington gets some respect. I think it goes down to 9.
We saw 6 games last week, DG. Raphael is spot on. These teams aren't coming in a shootout, and rarely do you see a playoff game that is. To get to the over of that high, you would just have to go back and forth, back and forth. Once a team gets up by more than a touchdown, they suck the life out of the game.
Well, I think you're going to see a little bit of back and forth, because I don't think that Washington is going to be able to run against Detroit. And so it's going to be through the air. The clock's going to be stopped more than normal. But you also have to look at the running game for the Lions. They have the touchdown lines for just an anytime touchdown for Jahmyr Gibbs at -320 and David Montgomery, who should return at a -240. And if you want to go to St. Brown, it's at -155. Those are for the anytime touchdowns for these guys on the Lions. I would never touch those. Like, it's scary just what happened to Saquon Barkley last week. Like, you don't want to hit those lines at all.
-190 and people crying all over this country. Saquon, why'd you go down on that knee? Because it was the right thing to do, Soupy. It was the right thing to do. And when you're talking about individual prop bets, when you have a Lions team that basically double up at every position, I learned about halfway through the season, I'm not touching a prop when it comes to the Lions, because you don't know which guy Goff is going to go to or which running back that they're going to feature that particular week.
The thing about the Lions, though, with Gibbs and Montgomery, it doesn't matter if it's a split backfield. Both of those guys get their numbers. Last year, they were this close to both having 1,000 rushing yards. I think if Montgomery didn't get hurt, they would have done that this year. I like Montgomery's rushing and receiving props. He gets most of the carries, but he once in a while will get a couple of catches here and there. That rushing receiving is usually low because of the receiving yards. So I would look at that one.
Matty Ice says, would coach have taken the knee? Yeah, I'm a team player, baby. I'm a team player. I would have taken the knee. It's not about my stats. It's not who I am. All right, let's flip it over to Sunday. The early game will be the NFC. The Rams now will have to travel all the way to Philadelphia. And the Eagles kind of had a feeling, Raphael, like they had a couple of years ago. They're not playing spectacular football. Their defense, they capitalized on the Packers being injured all over the field. But this Rams team, I said it yesterday, they're very, very sneaky. And the Eagles are laying 6. Is this too much?
Yeah, this one opened up at 5.5, and jumped to 6. The total opened up at 45.5 and quickly got bet down. So I think if the Eagles can establish the run and the Eagles defense can improve for another game, this is going to be a very low scoring game. I think it's way too high. Rams money will come in because what's the last game we saw in the NFL? Was last night's game, and it was the Rams. So Rams money is going to come in just because people always bet the last thing they see. Rams money. I wouldn't be shocked if this thing goes to 5.5, 5 by kickoff.
And I really thought having a veteran quarterback who's been to the top of the mountain really showed last night. DG, Matthew Stafford from the jump was very, very calm. But Jalen Hurts, he's been there too. I think we kind of have a wash at quarterback in this game on Sunday.
Yeah, Stafford looked fine, and I think that they are riding that high of kind of having the turmoil within their lives with all the fires and having to be moved. But I think it kind of comes to a halt this week. They're going outside, and I think that's the biggest thing is having to go to Philly a little bit colder, and I don't think that Stafford plays as well. I don't love Hurts overall, especially, and neither does A.J. Brown, but I think that they're going to be a good enough team on the back of Saquon to get this.
By the way, Jalen Hurts said he's never seen A.J. Brown read, let alone pull that book out on the sidelines. I think he's got a piece of that pie, to be honest with you. I really, really do. Soupy, let's flip it open to what I think could be the game of the weekend. And this is why they have put it at the 6:30 game on Sunday night. It's the two leading MVP vote getters. It's Lamar Jackson. It is Josh Allen for the right to potentially go to Arrowhead and face Patrick Mahomes one more time. Raphael, right now it's -1.5. Are you surprised that the Ravens on the road are the favorite?
No, the way they ran the ball last week, it didn't shock me that the bettors hurry up and jumped on that number. This game, if you didn't listen to the podcast, you should, because I got my phone blew up after I said the winner of this game. What did I say, Coach? Wins the
You
Super
said
Bowl.
would win the Super Bowl.
This game is Super Bowl material. This game I would pay for Netflix prices, Amazon prices. I would pay for this game. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm leaning towards Buffalo, but I respect the Baltimore money coming in just because of how they handled that run game, and the Steelers had no answer for it.
Subi, this is one of the best home field advantages in all of football. It's electric. The crowd's right on top of you. And Lamar Jackson, historically, when he gets to this point of the playoffs, he lays an egg. What do you expect here with this line?
I've played a couple different scenarios in my head about how this game could go. I think if it becomes a ground game, both teams run the ball more. That's a huge advantage for Baltimore because they got that Derrick Henry guy. He's pretty good. I think I would take him well over James Cook, but I think if it goes to the air, you need to pass more. I'm going to favor Josh Allen. But I think they do establish a run. Baltimore does establish a run. Try to keep it out of Lamar's hands. I think that Baltimore could come in and win this game. I really do.
Interesting. Last week, both quarterbacks went over their yardage prop, 42 and whatever, 60-some. But DG, Lamar Jackson, they called 15 runs for him last week. 15 runs that he had. That is a gigantic number for a quarterback that weighs about $180.
No, it's a huge number for the simple fact that he could get hit at any moment. And if he goes down, I know they have Derrick Henry, but if he goes down, they're completely done. Same thing on the other side, though. Josh Allen's going to run. He runs more into the playoffs than he does in the regular season because he sees the field opening up a little bit, and he'll take off to make sure they keep the chains moving. But I like the Bills in this game. It's a home game. But either way, I think that this could be, just like as Raphael was saying, this could be the Super Bowl matchup or potential what it should feel like.
You both are dead to me today. Absolutely dead to me. Joe says Josh Allen hasn't won anything more than Lamar in the playoffs. It's crazy that we call Lamar a choker. Don't worry, Joe. I call Josh Allen a choker too. I'll call them both jokers because this is what legacies are all about. When Lamar could win his third MVP, I think it's going to be Josh Allen, but Lamar could win his third MVP. And when you're a multiple-time MVP as a quarterback, you better have a chip on that mantelpiece at home. And neither guy has it. And this is kind of what happens when you play in an era with an all-time great. Just ask Peyton Manning. He barely got his. Then he got one late. But Tom Brady ate 7 of those up during his career. That's exactly what Patrick Mahomes has done already. 3, and he could have 3 in a row this year, and it's lined up home field advantage throughout. Gentlemen, well done on the discussion today. We'll keep an eye on all these lines, courtesy of Raphael throughout the week to see what moves, because half a points and also the totals, I think there's going to be even more unders than we had last week. Every game could go to the under because they're really, really good matchups as well. All right, still to come, we got news coming out of the NBA and 3 future Hall of Famers also. Are their championship hopes gone? And you won't believe some of the text messages coming out from a former player who's been suspended for life for betting on basketball. How stupid can you get? It's DTL. It is Tuesday, and as always, we are a vibe. All right, you degenerates. that continue to watch on our YouTube page. DG, you're our resident NBA guy. You host the Grizzlies post-game after every single game down there in Memphis, Tennessee. Last night out here in Los Angeles, it was focus on Wemby. The Spurs blow out the Lakers by 22, 126 to 104. Then Wemby and CP3 give their jerseys to JJ Redick's kid, and Redick's family lost everything, houses, and he was still on the sideline last night. But my question is this: has Wemby now, with all these superstars kind of going away and not playing very well with their teams, is he now the face of the NBA?
No, there's no way that I think he's going to be the face of the NBA. I don't think that he has, I would say, I don't think he has the charisma. I think he has that. I just don't think that he really can be the face of the NBA, just because I don't think he has enough of the highlight stuff. And I know that might sound stupid, but he is really long and he does a lot of great things. I just don't think he's the face of the league, and I don't think he's won anything to be that yet.
To be that young, but to then score a lot, Soupy, I'm kind of looking at him in 2 or 3 years. He could be a 30-point scorer because he's already aggressive and is not shy about launching it from 40 at any point. He understands he's the guy in San Antonio, at least.
I was a little skeptical about Wemby coming in just because of his size. Yeah, he's tall, but he was skinny. How is he going to be able to be physical down low in the post? But he has excelled, and he's looking better this year. And San Antonio is actually winning games. They could potentially be a play-in team. I don't know if he's going to be the face. I'm looking at OKC this year. If SGA, if they go far in the playoffs, I think he could be that next guy.
Interesting. He's also very quiet, though. Raphael, SGA, he was asked the other day about his greatness. He's like, well, I'm pretty good at basketball. And that's all he would say. I like humble superstars. I also like confident superstars. What's your take on Wemby right now?
If Wemby had a different jersey on, maybe we can say face, but Tim Duncan wasn't the face of basketball, and because he played for the Spurs. David Robinson wasn't even close to being a face. He played for the Spurs. Same with OKC. None of them are going to be the face because of where they play. It's sad to say that, but if Wemby was in New York, he would be the face right now. If he was in LA, he would be the face right now. It's the Spurs is why he's not the face.
Well, they were talking about on the pregame show last night as well. We are back live here on DTL in just 5 seconds. Okay, we are back live here on DTL. Do not forget, coming up this coming Monday, we'll be live on all the stadium platforms every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Also on our YouTube channel. Also, you can catch it at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We are everywhere, taking over every platform. So we are sports, also sports betting. And Raphael, you worked in the book, so I'm going to come to you first on this one. And it just screams, how dumb can you get? So Jontay Porter and his co-conspirator. The co-conspirator is now being, his court case is coming up. So some of the text messages came out yesterday from Jontay Porter that he sent out during games. Let me read just a few to you. I went back to the locker room to get eye checked on, which took him out of the game because they bet on the unders, right? I don't know if I'm going to play much anymore. I'm not starting the second half. These are all texts to the guy that was placing the bets. But if it's garbage time, I will shoot 1,000,000 shots. This is 2025. Everything can be monitored, found, text messages, emails. How can you be this dumb when he's actually was a pretty good player and could have made millions for the next 15 years? And now he is persona non grata, and it continues to get worse.
It's the era we're in. What do we do on Discord? What do we do here? We show our plays. We show how much we won. We show that, I'm going to hammer this one on live betting. We do it all over. This is the era. Everyone wants to say, well, how come the sportsbooks didn't do anything? They saw all the action coming in. When it comes to prop betting, computers move those numbers. It's not me. It's not another odds maker. Computers are moving those numbers when it comes to player prop bets because the limits are so low. Now, if a $10,000 bet came in on a player prop, then it puts an alert on, then a physical odds maker or a human changes that number. But if it's a $500 or less, the computer is changing that. So we can't figure out where the action's coming in. But it's just the era we live in. We all have to show our tickets. We all have to show how much we have won, and we're the best handicapper or the best sports bettor in the world. That's the era we live in.
DG, this is so much worse than a referee fixing games because he literally can control his own props. The referee's out there, and he's got to kind of, we saw the documentary. You got to be very careful. But this is as blatant as it gets. What was your take when you saw these text messages come out?
Jontay Porter's an idiot. That's the first thing that went through my mind. Like, if you're going to be somebody who's going to try to scheme and try to get around, you have to be smart. There was zero smarts that went into this. Like, you have your phone. Guess what? You can track that. Like, if you want to have that conversation, have the conversation face to face at your house. Like, you can't do that on technology. So, one, the first thing I thought of was he's an idiot, and trying to just kind of persuade and move numbers just to win a little bit of money. Like that, come on, dude. That does not make sense to me in my mind.
It is so true because, Soupy, you can't be so dumb and his co-conspirator that you're not going to go drop $1 million on a Jontay Porter prop bet, because that's going to be like a blinking red light. But my God, I don't know if I've ever seen anything this dumb in my life when it comes to an athlete.
He's never seen a mafia movie where they go out to the payphone outside of the diner and make that phone call. It's so just blatantly stupid. It's almost like walking in to a bank. You're like waving the gun, like, "Hi, hello, camera. How are you? I'm gonna rob this bank right now. Here's my name. Here's my address, my social security. You need that too? Okay, I'm gonna go rob this bank now."
Joe said Z-Man told a story on the show of LeBron jacking threes for his boys' bet. That's a little bit different. That was, "Hey, LeBron, I'm betting on you to make 3 threes," and he goes, "Oh, okay, I got you," and then shoots it. But he can't control that. Oh my gosh, boy, this is I could not believe this story. I still can't believe it. I really can't. Gentlemen, well done. All right, there's a lot of you, because I see that live number continues to climb throughout the show. We do our best bets at the top, but don't even worry about it. We got you covered right now in a little something we like to call the Whiparound. Man, Big Chuck says LeBron's been doing shady stuff for years. Hey, he's a DraftKings spokesman. Makes a lot of sense. All right, 1 or 2 nuggets, 10 seconds or less. DG, give me your 2 plays. Let's start right there.
Yeah, we're going to go George Niang under the 3.5 rebounds, plus the Cavs money line at -105. George Niang has been under this consistently, and the Cavs owe the Pacers. But then we're going to go to Cason Wallace under 3.5 rebounds. Then we're going to pair that with a Thunder money line at +115. Cason's been under this 10 of the last 12, and I think OKC is the best team in the league right now.
Boom. Big Chuck, you got 4 plays today. Let's go.
EPL, Brentford and Man City. We're going to go with the auto play. Brentford first half team total over half a goal. They have 9 first half goal and 10 home matches, and the first half over 1.5, with these 2 teams combining for 2.4 first half goals on the season. And then Chelsea, Bournemouth, or the Cherries, both teams are scoring over 2.5. I could see a 3-1, 2-2 type of match. And then lastly, Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, the over 2.75. Or you can look at both teams are scoring over 2.5. I definitely think this one has a 2-2 type of feel.
It kind of does. I love midweek league play, not cup play. I love league play. It's so different. It really, really is. Soupy, 2 big plays tonight. What do you like?
I'm taking the Bolts in the first period. They're one of the best offenses in the league. They didn't score in that first period in the last matchup a few days ago, but I think they come out strong. Give me the first period money line. Kings, Bucks. Kings are red hot right now since getting rid of Mike Brown. 5th most points scored during their 7-game winning streak. I think they're going to score a lot, and the Bucks are going to need to reciprocate. Give me the over 229.
Raphael, what do you like tonight?
Go with the Bulls team total over 120.5 even money. Their last 4 games, they're averaging 127 points per game. And this total is 239.5 for a reason. We're going to see a lot of points scored in this game. And give me Michael Porter Jr. over 17.5 points and assists, -105. This number dropped during the show to 16.5. I have no idea why he's hit this number 11 out of 12 games. I like Michael Porter Jr. tonight.
All right, and King Lettuce has 2 plays. The Nuggets -4.5. You've got Joker and Jamal Murray both scheduled to play tonight. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Let's ride them at 4.5. Then the Cavaliers team total, they laid an egg 2 days ago against the same Pacers team. They're averaging 122 points a game. Tonight, over 119.5. All right, a couple of housekeeping items before we get the hell out of Dodge. The Howie Schwab crew play of the day. You guys are going to go with my Fighting Bruce Pearls. The number 1 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, -7.5. We're going to root that on together. And we end every single show with Raphael's stat of the day. What do we got today, Raphael?
Going to the ice, the Toronto Maple Leafs are 19-4 straight up in their last 23 games against the Dallas Stars, and you're only laying a small price. I thought that was a really good stat to jump on that.
That's a great stat. A lot of these stats lead to cash tickets because trends, even though sharps will, trends don't. Trends absolutely matter, especially on leagues, Raphael, or teams that maybe a lot of people don't focus on.
Well, not the Pistons last night because we had the Knicks on our trend, and the Pistons gave us the double bird.
The Knicks are very, very kind of up and down right now. But as far as a team that can lean into and over, DG, your Grizzlies are scoring a lot of points with Ja back. How good are they playing right now?
They're playing all right. They're playing great in the first half. So if you're riding them, which we normally do, we're riding them in the first quarter or the first half. Usually it's the team totals. Here lately, because they've been getting up a lot of points, I've been allowing them to kind of pair those with the other teams. But we missed last night by 2 points. But overall, the Grizzlies have been playing very good in the first half.
All right, Charles, what do we got the rest of the week as far as soccer is concerned, sir?
We still have EPL, Serie, and we got some Bundesliga in store. So, yeah, we have a whole plethora of opportunities this week, Coach Man.
All right. And Soupy, what are you looking at the rest of the week, big boy? You'll be back on Friday, I believe, right?
Yep, I will be back. I'm looking at the national championship right now, just kind of figuring that out and seeing what some of the best bets are, best player props. So I'll have all that.
Now, the national championship next Monday night, January 20th. And we still got Ohio State and Notre Dame. I wonder if it's weird for them to still be practicing real meaningful practices this late. It's definitely a shift in how everything is done. But we'll keep an eye on that throughout the week. And then, of course, next, it's kind of nice. We'll have the national championship next Monday when we're live once again on Stadium and all the platforms. And also BTT will be live 11 p.m. Eastern after Monday Night Raw Monday as well. So now it's time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, for you to be kind to one another, be honest with each other, and respect each other. If you know, you know. And understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, love them all. Oh, my man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG, Soupy, Raphael, Big Chuck, producer man, always behind the scenes making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here at DTL. Good luck.